Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Red Letter Yellow Letter podcast, a weekly anarchist, voluntary, agorist variety podcast where we talk about and philosophize the morals and ethics of everything going on in the world today, tomorrow, and in the future. I'm your host, Nev, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host and fellow anarchist, Harley. Harley, dare I ask, how are you today?
Let's not even get started on that. Let's talk about the happy shit.
Yes, let's talk about the happy stuff. So we're just going to talk about. So I figured, we'll wing it today because people like it when we wing it. But the way we're going to wing it today, because it's the start of it's the start of the year, 2020. Hello, 2021. So we're going to talk about what we'd like to see, read, watch, talk about, get involved with, and how just generally what our aspirations are for the next 12 months. So what's currently on your list, Harley?
For stuff I'm watching, or like
anything. Let's start with let's start with watching. Things you're looking forward to watching, like maybe a movie trailer you've seen or something on TV, or podcasts, or anything like that.
I don't listen to podcasts. That sounds horrible, but I don't listen to podcasts. I don't. I'm sorry. I love all my podcasting friends. I don't listen to you guys. I'm sorry. No. It's because if I'm playing something out and about for me to just listen to, I usually have music on to keep my kids entertained as well. Mm-hmm. And so I don't just play podcasts for my children to listen to, because I don't know what's going to be on that podcast. I don't know what shit you guys are going to be talking about. So I play music constantly, so my kids are listening and they're happy too.
You put age appropriate background noise on.
Exactly. I mean, kind of. Some of the music's not super age appropriate, but they're usually screaming the not so age appropriate things anyway. So it's not like they can, or it's in German or some shit. So it's not like they understand what they're saying anyway. So it's still good. But anyway, So, but as far as what I'm looking forward to, I don't know. I don't even know what the hell's out there at this point. I'm so, like, this is terrible. I work at a freaking movie theater bar. And, I try to strike up conversation. Hey, what are you guys watching? As I'm pouring their drafts or whatever. And I actually don't even know what the fuck is out, to be honest. So they say some movie title. I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. I'm going to pretend I know what the hell that is, But, I legit just do not. Actually, we were setting up Wonder Woman merchandise everywhere, right? And it was scheduled to come out, I believe, on Christmas. And so I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was coming out. And everyone's like, we didn't either, because it's been pushed so many damn times. We're like, we're 90% certain it's actually coming out. So we're putting out the merch this time.
Yeah.
Like nobody had any fucking clue. But
yeah, no, they what they did was they did the cinematic release, and they also released it on HBO Max. They also released it on HBO Max the same day. Because
right.
a friend of mine.
We were all confused. All of us were totally confused. We're just kind of like, we think it's out. We have the official themed cocktail for it, and we have the merchandise, so we think this is safe to do. But yeah, but otherwise, I don't know what the hell's coming out. All I know is I better get John Wick 4. Or so fucking help me. I already had to have all my dreams crushed because John Wick 4 was supposed to come out on the same day as The Matrix 4. And so, I get free movies. I was fully expecting to sit my ass in that theater all fucking day, back to back Keanu Reeves. I was fucking ready for that. And of course that went to shit because lockdowns and all. So I better at least get John Wick 4 this year, or I am going to fucking riot.
Yeah, no, the Warner Brothers. That was one of the big news things from last year. Was the entire Warner Brothers slate for 2021 is being released on HBO Max the same day that it gets released in the cinema. So
I know, but I'm just saying that
John Wick 4,
that was a factor. Before that was going on, the plan was to have both of those movies released in theaters on the same day.
Yeah. So John Wick 4 is going to get released this year, but it's going to get released in the cinema, and it'll be on HBO Max for 30 days.
I have HBO Max. but I get free movie tickets. So at some point, I'm going to sit my ass down and I'm going to watch that movie like 3 fucking times in a row. I don't even fucking care. But yeah, so at least I better get that. Otherwise, I can't say I'm really looking forward to any. I don't really watch a whole lot of shows. I don't watch a whole lot of movies otherwise. Believe it or not, even though I work at a freaking movie theater, I don't actually make use of that most of the time, which is kind of lame. But if I do, it's often to take the kids to see whatever, I did see John Wick 3 on my own when it came out, and that was great. I pissed off this. I might have already talked about this on a podcast. I don't remember, but I pissed off this dude's girlfriend like really bad because he and I were like, I was sitting next to this guy and his girlfriend was on the other side of him, so he was like, in the middle, like between us.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend, you could tell she didn't want to be there. Like she was just like so freaking bored. She didn't want to. This is not her kind of movie. She didn't want to be there. The guy and I, we're keeping ourselves, but we're both like, oh, like making faces and expressions like at the same time. And it got to the point where we're looking at each other, going, "Did you see that?" to each other. We're like high fiving and like fist bumping and shit. She leans over and shoots me this look like what the fuck? Like I'm sorry. Like. It's a good movie, all right. Appreciate it. Damn.
Oh yeah, no. I was very similar. I watched John Wick 3 in the cinema, and one of my favorite parts of the movie was the pencil.
Oh my god, yes.
That because obviously it had been talked about in. It had been talked about.
Yeah, it was talked about.
It was talked about in previous, and I was always like. When are they going to make him do that? People keep talking about he's, that what was it? I think it was John Wick 2. The bad guys like, he killed someone with a fucking pencil, and I'm like,
I think they said it in 1 as well. I'm pretty sure it was like one of the first things they
talked about it in 1.
They
talked about it in 2, and I'm like, when are we going to see him kill somebody with a damn pencil? I want to see it. It's not
the whole thing is just like freaking okay. So when I saw 3, I hadn't actually seen the others yet because again, I just hardly watch TV in general, and that's been the case for a long time. So I started working at this place around the time John Wick 3 came out. It was only like a week or something after it was released. And my first night was just completely spent doing nothing but pouring draft beers for men. That was it, because everyone was coming in to see John Wick. So all I was doing, my entire shift was pouring draft beers for all these guys coming to see John Wick. And the guy that was training me, he hadn't seen it yet either, but he had heard a lot of good about it. And everyone's like, we're trying to talk about it, but we didn't really know much about it. So he saw it and right after that night. And he was like, oh my God, they are absolutely amazing. So I'm like, okay, I really need to just see it too. So I got the first one and then I watched the second one the next day. And then the next day I went and saw the third. And I just that is one of my most favorite things in the fucking world now. Absolutely fell in love with it. But so yeah, I better get 4.
Yeah, no, I'm that.
That's the one thing I'm looking forward to.
No, that is one of what I'm looking for. I'm very much looking forward to 4 because they set up 4 really, really well. Because obviously at the end of 3, you get to the end of 3 and you're like, okay, they're not tying this off. Why aren't they tying this off? And it gets to the end of 4.
Oh no! Well, I think at that point 4 was already announced to be a thing. They had
we didn't know what it was going to be
about.
The
4th is coming out immediately after 3 was released.
Yeah.
So we already knew it was coming out, but they just set it up so well. And
they set it up so well. It's like, oh my God! So 4 is 4 is going to be epic because it's going to be John Wick versus everyone at the high table, and it's like, how how is that going to work?
I felt like 3 just had its own flavor to it almost because the guy, I can't think of his name, but the guy that played the main villain was just phenomenal. He's the guy who's also an Iron Chef or some shit. He's and a martial arts expert, and he was I don't want to say comedic relief because he was humorous, but it's not like he was Jar Jar Binks comedic.
Yeah, no,
relief.
he wasn't comedy.
He was just
wasn't
more
full
witty
on,
than the other ones, So but he was just balanced so well, and so it gave it a different feel than the other 2 movies had, without straying too far from the original feel and just making it weird. It was just so well done, if you ask me. So I'm really excited to see what they do with 4.
I think, in my personal opinion, my personal theory is 4's gonna end in that tent. Mm-hmm. It's gonna end in that tent with that one guy, and it's going to be like, you're the last person, you know. Everybody else will have been killed in some weird and wonderful way from the, from the high table.
Then when he broke that freaking tall ass guy's jaw in the beginning of 3 with the book, he just like crammed it. It was like, this is what I'm here for. Like,
I would like to see. I would like to see. It'd be nice if Halle Berry reprises her role, because her and the dogs were just so awesome.
That was a really cool scene.
That was she
the
was
whole
so
thing was just so well done.
She pulled
the whole
it.
thing
Yeah,
was so well done.
It's been quite. You know, I was watching it and I'm thinking, you know what? It's been a while since I've seen Halle Berry doing something decent, and this is decent. You know.
Yeah, no, she did the role well. Yeah, the whole thing was just really, really good. So yeah, that's as far as what am I looking forward to. That's really about it. As far because that's the thing. I am making myself sit down and watch TV some nights to like just. I have to. That's the problem. My problem is I can't just sit down and watch stuff. I have to keep busy with my hands. So I'm like just sitting there like hand sewing shit or something because I just can't sit there and do nothing. It drives me nuts. It's one of the reasons why I don't watch TV. So I've been making myself do that while hand sewing. And right now I'm in the middle. Not really in the middle. I'm actually getting pretty close to the end of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So like I have kind of a wonky history with a lot of animes. I did not grow up watching it. I mean, I watched like Digimon and Pokemon as a kid. That was about it. Honestly, I hated, even as a child, I hated Sailor Moon with a passion. All right. Like it was, I was never into that super ultra girly magic, like, you know, so, I mean, I was pretty turned off by a lot of anime growing up. I didn't really start watching more until I was about 20-ish. I started watching Dragon Ball Z only because I was introduced to Dragon Ball Z abridged. And I liked Dragon Ball Z abridged. So then it was like, okay, maybe I should actually watch the show. Because like it was humorous enough to where I understand, you know, like you don't have to know the lore of Dragon Ball Z to really follow along with most of Dragon Ball Z abridged. It's goofy, humorous, just absurdity, right? But I was still like, okay, maybe I'll just give it a shot since I'm watching this anyway. And I'm not super well versed in it, but I mean, I liked what I saw, and that was about it. Later on, I got introduced to One Piece, kind of, sort of made to watch it, but I definitely appreciated that one because, okay, I guess like with a lot of anime, there's a lot of stereotypical like tropes that I could not stand. A prime example is like Bleach. I tried watching a few episodes of Bleach. Absolutely could not fucking stand it. Like, I mean, the best way I can describe it is that it was just so overly, you bastard, like all throughout the fucking series. And it was like, oh my God, just fucking stop. Like, it just pissed me off. It was so annoying. I tried watching Soul Eater because an ex-friend of mine really liked it, and I watched a few episodes, could not get into it. Like, I mean, it was just, and
not your cup of tea.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, there were some I could like handle better. I watched a few episodes of Hellsing. That one was, I don't know, like it felt like it was a cool concept, you know, because I actually really like a lot of shows with that kind of like paranormal feel to it, but I just felt like it wasn't really like executed right.
So it was like an anime version of like the Van Helsing type story, was
sorta?
it?
I don't really know how to. I only watched like 5 episodes or something, to be honest, but it was just a little hard for me to really follow. Like it was a neat idea, but I wasn't thrilled with the execution and how the story was progressing. So it just didn't really capture me as much as I hoped it would. You know what? I just realized there's some other show. What was it? I'm vaguely remembering another one that the same friend who showed me Hellsing also did. I can't remember what it was. Interesting. There's some other one. I don't remember what it was. So yeah, it was just really hit or miss. I liked One Piece because a lot of the humor and everything, just a lot of the general feel and all is actually very similar. Like every now and then I actually do creative writing, believe it or not. I just don't really advertise it because I don't like publish it anywhere. But a lot of the writing style was actually very similar to like how I do stuff. A lot of the character development, like all this stuff was actually like really close to how I do my stuff. And even my brothers who love One Piece, they've read some of my works and they're like, no, they're like, it's practically the same style. Like, so I like that one a lot. But yeah, that was really the only one I really actually got into. So
And
I started
is there
watching
a new season of that coming in 2021?
One Piece?
Yeah.
Oh man. You don't know One Piece very well.
No, here's the thing. I don't
fucking end.
I don't.
You don't understand. Like, it's been going for like fucking years. The anime is not caught up to how many fucking books there are. It just keeps going. And that's actually one of the things that turns people off from it, is because there's so many episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm pretty like positive there's like over 1,000.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So no, it's
not something you can catch up on like early. It's not something you can binge watch over a few weeks. Then.
No, it's not.
No. No, I get that. That most of the stuff I watch, obviously, you know, all the Star Wars stuff behind me. So, you know, I mean, I'm up to date on pretty much everything that you see Star Wars on screen, which is probably why I'm looking forward to the Bad Batch, which is going to be which is a new Star Wars animated series that will be on Disney Plus at some point this year. I don't know when. I'm not 100% sure on exactly when, but I must admit I'm looking forward to that. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. No, there hasn't been like it's a unique show. They were included in other shows, so they were in the Clone Wars TV series. But it's like we kind of saw a little bit of them in the very last season that they did of the Clone Wars last year, and everybody's like, please give us more Bad Batch, but they couldn't do it as the Clone Wars because they ended it. They tied off the series, and the end of. So yeah, the end. So they ended the Clone Wars and tied it in to the third movie. So that there won't be any more Clone Wars. So that the Bad Batch is going to be set after episode 3 of the movie. So there's, you know, so if you were watching like the shows and stuff chronologically, you'd watch the Clone Wars is between movie 2 and movie 3. Then you've got movie 3, and now they're going to throw in the Bad Batch, and so that's one I'm definitely looking forward to. I'm stuck in the unfortunate situation though that the stuff that I'm looking forward to watching is now not coming until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett will not be getting aired on Disney Plus until December of this year. So I've got to wait until December, which sucks.
Yeah, see the stuff I am watching, it's largely just catch up on shows that are already over. So like I have I think 6 more episodes left of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. After that, I have One Punch Man, which I know is supposed to be releasing more episodes. I just don't know when. And I mean, I'm not as into it as others anyway, so I can wait on that, you know. Like I said, One Piece, they're always releasing. Like, I'm nowhere near caught up, and I'm not really trying to just binge through and catch up on it anyway because there are so many episodes. I actually kind of like use it to exercise too, because it's at least safe enough for my kids to like, you know, watch passing. But it's also kind of my workout show because I actually really want to cosplay Roronoa Zoro. And so it's like my motivation. And it's like, yeah, I got to get strong like him. But anyway, because I'm a big stinky nerd. But otherwise, yeah, I've already started One Punch Man, and what episode am I on? I don't remember where. I think I'm somewhere around halfway through. I don't remember exactly. And then after that, I think I'm supposed to be starting JoJo's. So yes, I'm going on an anime binge because apparently that's where my potential voiceover career is supposed to be taking me. So I might as well know what the fuck I'm getting into.
Yeah, no, for me, it's I will admit that the whole HBO Max thing and the Warner Brothers 2021 slate being on HBO Max this year, I am kind of looking forward to that, because a friend of me's already said that, you know, as things come out, he's quite happy to lend me their login for HBO Max, because although it didn't start off particularly well, because I've watched Wonder Woman 2 and I was not impressed. I was
I've been
not impressed.
about it.
The first one was the first one was brilliant. I mean, I must, you know, I got to admit, the first one was. I'm a DC nerd, so like you, I'm a nerd. You're a nerd when it comes to anime. And,
not really. Not really. I just you happen to be talented in that area.
You have the potential to geek out when it comes to
I have the potential, but I hardly know. Oh my gosh, which was it? I was at wait, no. I'm trying to think. There was actually this one anime voice actor. I don't remember who it was, but like people were asking him all these questions about whatever, you know, about the quick characters he voices or whatever, and he was literally just asking like, what the fuck does that mean? Like he had no idea. It was actually, you know, I went to one con and a few years ago, and they had a lot of well-known anime voice actors there. They had Christopher Sabat, they had Sean Schemmel, they had Todd Haberkorn, they had Vic Mignogna, all of which I've met except for Todd Haberkorn. But it was actually Todd Haberkorn. He voiced which character was it that he was talking about? I think it was one of his characters in Dragon Ball in one of the Dragon Ball movies or something. I don't remember. But this is a few years ago when I was there. He was talking about how like he had no idea what the storyline really was. So he had no idea if he was even the villain or the good guy the whole time. And I guess his mom was watching it and she was like telling him about she was like asking him questions or talking about it. And he was like, who's that? He didn't even remember the name of who he voiced. And I'm like, fuck, that's going to be me. Like, if I get into this, that's exactly how it's going to be for me. I'm like, who do you talk about? Oh shit, that me. All right, well, I don't know. Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of watching more, because I'm like, I can't do that. Come on now.
Yeah, no, for me, I've always been a comic book nerd and a comic book geek ever since I was a kid. And I've always gravitated more towards DC than Marvel. Don't get me wrong, I love Marvel.
I'm the opposite. I always preferred Marvel over DC.
I do love Marvel, but I've always preferred DC. I was in my youth, I was a Lobo and a Batman fan. So Batman has been like my number one.
See, my gateway was actually more like X-Men.
Yeah. See, yeah.
That one was actually really the first. Like, it's like I knew about Superman, I knew about Batman and stuff. You know, it was like, okay, those are cool concepts, sure. But X-Men was more my gateway. And then Spider-Man kind of captured my interest and all, but really ultimately it was X-Men that was really more into. So
X-Men was your gateway drug.
Yeah. So to this day, I remember who I was talking to. I was telling someone about this. Like still, I prefer X-Men stuff over Avengers stuff. You know, like they're neat characters, but I just like the characters in X-Men better. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely more Marvel than I am DC.
I mean, I could have gotten more on board with the Marvel stuff, but 20th Century Fox did the X-Men no favors with the first three movies.
I like them, and I know they weren't exactly accurate, but I still really enjoyed them. And those were some of my first superhero movies growing up, you know. So for me, that was good enough. I thought it was the whole gateway entry thing. And I know, I've seen all the prequels too, and some are good, some are like, okay, that's a movie, you know. But I don't know. I still just enjoy them better, to be honest.
Yeah. So I am. There's some DC stuff. There is some DC stuff coming out this year that I'm really looking forward to. I'm very, very much looking forward to the new Batman that Pattinson's doing, that Robert Pattinson's doing.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's coming out.
Because it's going to be it's going to be based more around the detective side of the Batman character. They've been working off the Frank Miller Year 2 novel, I do believe, which is Year 1 was excellent and Year 2 is even better. But obviously the big thing for me this year is Zack Snyder's the Zack Snyder cut, which obviously was originally a movie, but they're breaking it down and doing like kind of like a mini series of his version of the Justice League. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I was looking forward to Wonder Woman 2 because first Wonder Woman was brilliant. The first Wonder Woman was really,
I still
really
haven't
good.
seen it, to be honest. I still haven't seen Wonder Woman. I haven't seen hardly any of. I haven't seen Joker. I haven't seen quite a lot, but I heard good stuff about it. But
for me creatively, it fell short. It fell very short. I think the first one was good because it was more collaborative between the Zack Snyder team and Patty Jenkins. But Patty Jenkins it was a bit like episode 8 of Star Wars. Rian Johnson was directing and had complete creative control over it. So Patty Jenkins was the director and had complete creative control. So there was no banging of heads or mixing of ideas with another creative team or another creative mind. And to me, that's where it kind of fell short. So, I wasn't particularly impressed with Wonder Woman 2. Apparently,
I don't know many who have been.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking forward to Batman. Definitely. So, from a Warner Brothers point of view, definitely looking forward to the Batman. Definitely looking forward to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Definitely looking forward to Dune. Frank Herbert's Dune. I forgot
that was coming out too.
Yeah,
That's how little I pay attention.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed and praying that it's successful so that they can do all the Dune Frank Herbert novels, because it always, the David Lynch version was good, but it never progressed to, like, the Children of the Dune and the other Dune books. So I'm kind of hoping that this Dune is successful so that, Warner Brothers are like, yep, thanks for the $1 billion. Here's some money. Make us another $1 billion with the next book, sort of thing. So kind of hoping for that. And then obviously, there's the Book of Boba, and the Mandalorian, but that's not coming till the end of the year. And the other thing that I have to wait until the end of the year, something that I recently just watched that I absolutely loved, was Cobra Kai season 3, and it is the best thing I've watched since. Oh God, you laugh, you cry, you cheer, you boo. It took me back to my childhood. The nostalgia in that movie is so overwhelming. It's like, oh my God, it's them from Karate Kid Part 2, and oh my God, it's there, and really. That was brilliant. And the problem is, because it came out on January the 1st, it's like, and it's with Netflix now, it's season 4 ain't going to come for another year now, because you could just binge watch the whole thing in one go. So there's lots of TV and there's lots of movies that I'm kind of looking forward to, definitely looking forward to this year, that, I'm just looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be a decent year for, hopefully it'll be a decent year for TV this year. So.
Yeah, I'm just catching up on weeb shit.
Yeah,
that's all I'm doing. I don't have anything. I mean, I've heard that there's gonna be that like new series coming out about Obi-Wan, and it's gonna have like Hayden Christensen back as Anakin and all that. Which, I mean, I think that's gonna be pretty damn cool. But
you like the Hayden, do you?
What?
You like the Hayden Christensen?
Oh my God, he was like my main schoolgirl crush for so many fucking years. Like, that's my nostalgia right there. But
yeah, but he's gonna be he's not going to be Anakin Skywalker. He's gonna be Darth Vader. So he's gonna be he's gonna be all suited and booted.
I know, and he was like,
you know that it's Hayden Christensen under all that leather.
Yeah, it's like, all right, it's cool, it's rad, all right. Good for him. But otherwise, there's not a whole ton. I'm just kind of catching up on shows that are already pretty much done for the most part. So
okay, so we've done TV and we've done video. So what else are you looking forward to? What else are you looking forward to in the year?
I don't even fucking know.
No.
don't
Well, I
know,
mean,
man.
you've got some, I know that you've got some aspirations for for the cryptid bartender stuff, haven't you?
I guess so. I'm trying to just, as usual, just trying to get that shit off the ground a little bit. I guess right now what I'm kind of trying to work on is getting that like somewhat well, I guess the main goal right now that I want to accomplish by the end of the year is to get it monetized. Last year, my by the end of 2020 goal for that was a couple of things. I wanted to, well, okay, there were three things. One, I just had no way of making it happen because of shutdowns, so it was just beyond my control. And I was like, all right, I'll just have to take that loss. And that was, I was hoping to get at least locally known someone enough to where I could actually do a panel at one of our local comic conventions, because here they do let you have a panel as long as you're like in some way geeky related or something. I actually have a friend who lives in Colorado, and she was gonna she does cons a lot, and this was actually going to be her first guest speaking event. Was at our, was it this year? You know what, it actually might have been in 2019 instead of 2020, but either way, she was planning on doing that. But it didn't pan out. So I was like, okay, maybe I can do something like that if I get well known enough. If I'm not well known enough yet by then no big deal. But it got shut down anyway. So I was like, all right, just take that loss. I wanted to get my Facebook following to 10,000 followers. As of right now, I am just slightly under 9,000. So I didn't quite make it. But I mean, honestly, if I didn't go on a hiatus because a lot of personal family crap happened for a couple of months, and if I didn't take the hiatus, I might have gotten to that point. But I'm not terrible. I mean, it's not terrible. Like, I did that. I'm just barely under 9,000. I have my Instagram. I have Twitter, which is the Twitter following is over 800. I don't remember what's on Instagram. I also started a TikTok under the name, and that's already at over 1,000 followers. Just thanks to my one meat. Yeah, already. I put up that meat rabbit video about people who like to crack jokes, because it always happens. Like, I'll say like, oh, look, here's my bunny, and they'll be like, ew, how does it make you feel that I'm going to eat bunnies like that? I'm like, that's literally what they're for, jackass. So I did a video about that because it happens every fucking time. And it fucking spread. Let me look real quick. Last I checked, it was over 26,000 views. Oh God, we're at 31,000. It's at 31,000 views. So that jumped me from 200 followers to over 1,000. So there's that. And yeah, so that's not terrible. I'll take that as progress. That's pretty good. But anyway, monetizing is another thing I want to try to get going. I want to start doing the actual YouTube. I keep saying that. I got to get the YouTube going. I have the YouTube channel started. It's got one tutorial. It was a rush job because it was a last minute, hey, can you do this with a 2-week time frame, create an all new original recipe and do a tutorial video and everything for the Lake Champlain Festival in Vermont. So I rush jobbed it, and it's up there. I just haven't been able to touch it since. And I was going to try to start doing that. And then my camera decided to kill over. So I get to try to figure out the warranty with my camera to get that going again. Otherwise, the other thing I'm actually creating a Etsy shop specifically for that, because I don't want to advertise my main Etsy on Cryptid Bartender because that one's just too political. I want to keep it alien shit. Yeah, I want to keep it on brand.
Yeah, you want to keep it topical. Yeah, topical
right,
to
exactly,
the bartending
exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, that could be alien stuff. That can be cryptid stuff. That can be paranormal stuff. That can be cocktail related stuff, whatever. So there's plenty of possibilities with that. So I'm working on getting enough merchandise to actually start listings for that, and then I can advertise it. And then the other thing, I'm trying to get the cafe press revamped again, because I actually do have a cafe press for it, but I don't really advertise it very much, to be honest. A friend of mine created new logos for me for Cryptid Bartender, so I'm going to be using that in the shop. He made a couple different versions, one that's solid color, so I can actually make some stuff with that image from home myself, and then there's one that's full color, and that'll go in the cafe press. I'm looking into getting like bulk order bottle openers and things like that made up, so I can offer those to sell or give away or whatever. So yeah, it's just a lot of planning groundwork on how I'm going to make this happen. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to get with this. Always something, but yeah. By the way, and I'm also doing some collab work with a couple of friends too for my main Etsy as well. So there should be some new stuff coming out with new artwork that's more like one of a kind. It's not going to be my own artwork. That's where the collab comes in. It's friends who do artwork who want to collab with me and make products with their artwork. So that's going to be in my main Etsy and probably Cryptid Bartender as well, because I have a friend who likes to do a lot of paranormal stuff as well. So it's going to be kind of a mix of those two with a couple different people.
Oh, good. For me, it's I need to get stuff finished that I started.
Oh gosh,
there's a lot of stuff that I started towards the end of last year, and I just need to get it finished. I need to get the videos that I made regarding the show merch, the pom pom A's, the red and the yellow letter A's. I got the videos. I need to put the damn things on my OBS, sit down and narrate the damn things, so that there is a voiceover instruction as to what is there, and I need to get the photos and the images that I've taken polished off so that I can get them to you, so that you can put them on the store, so that anybody that wants show merch can get show merch.
And that's the other thing is voiceover. I still have to make my demo reel. So my friend showed me a tutorial because he has experience recording music and stuff. So he showed me a tutorial for making a soundproof box where you can put your mic in. So I might do that. My walk-in closet has like shelves and stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can just soundproof it in here and use that to record. And I can just put my laptop and my mic like right here on these shelves. I can like stand there, because everywhere else in my house is so echoey, and big. But I can do that probably with the walk-in closet. So I'm thinking I might soundproof that and kind of use that as my recording studio. And I've been wanting to get my demo reel at least recorded, all the different vocal stuff recorded, but I just haven't had time because I've been catching up on orders and experimenting with new techniques for making new products, which I'm also soon, hopefully, going to be actually finally selling those dice. I originally said I was going to start selling when I got into resin. I said I was going to be making dice for like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. And I stopped doing that because I just didn't have the investment money to get the actual good molds. So I tried like a cheaper version and I just don't like working with them. So I stopped, but I'm going to finally put that investment into that. So potentially dice. And since I also do sewing, probably dice, rolling tray, and dice bag combo sets available. Way too fucking much. No,
for me, it's sitting down and doing one of the other things I need to sit down and do is I need to sit down and do the tutorials for Adobe After Effects, so I can so that I can put my green screen studio into full use and actually make some good content using my green screen studio and add in some, hang on. See?
I was gonna say it's not even your usual green screen background.
Yeah,
today.
I haven't got my usual green screen background in at the moment. But my Star Wars stuff behind me, which is normally what people see on my other podcasts and my other content, because I'd like to, I'd like to do some more Star Wars content, because I work with a couple of other content creators, and my main friend Paul, who I do 2 shows a week, recorded live, one on a Friday and one on a Tuesday. So the one that we do on the Friday is like a bit like this. It's a variety one, but it's geared towards Star Wars.
Right.
And we do a lot of production on that, and I'd like, that the whole point of me making that second green screen studio and not just having, a green screen behind me that I can, so that we can, because what we do is we superimpose ourselves into the cockpit of the millennial Falkland. So that kind of looks interesting. And yeah, we've got somebody making us a model, making our own ship. And I want to be able to use the green screen so I can do some kind of rudimentary special effects, so that kind of add to the drama of the show. So that I've got the green screen ready. I've got a 1080p camera, and I just having the camera and having the equipment is all well and good, but if you don't know how to use the software,
Yeah.
that's where you kind of fall short. So I've got the green screen, I've got the cameras, I've got the audio equipment. I just need to know how to use the software, and learn. I really do. I just need to learn how to use the software so that I can, make some fun and interesting, fun and interesting content. So yeah, that's
no, I get you. When I got my new mic, I spent like a day just like messing with it and watching tutorials on how to like edit on Audacity and all kinds of stuff to try to make the quality better. And I was literally like going around the house, like sticking my microphone in all these different areas and different positions, trying to like figure out ways to makeshift soundproof and reduce echo and all, like just everywhere, like back and forth recording, like over here, getting closer and closer and farther from the mic to figure out like where the sweet spot is, like it takes a lot of time, So, I mean, this microphone was a very generous gift and I'm incredibly thankful for it. And I promise I'm trying to make the best use out of it. But it's definitely a learning curve for sure. I'm already not very tech savvy. Savvy? Tech savvy. How did that happen? I'm not tech savvy. Okay. I'm not tech savvy as it is, but I am very much like, fuck you all. I'll learn it myself. So that's what I've been working on, is just trying to like figure it out and learn it all how I can and get used to it and make use of it. So
yeah, no, for me, I'm trying to start small. So I'm looking at one of the things I'm looking at is my sister's seen the green screen studio, and she's like, oh, we could have some fun and make some stuff with this. And I'm like, okay, how would you like to be a Jedi Knight? So I'm looking at the tutorials that I'm looking at, just to get me kind of started off with the software, is how to do lightsaber After Effects. So I'm looking into how to do lightsaber After Effects, so that I can put my sister in front of the green screen with a couple of toy plastic lightsabers and add the lightsaber effect afterwards, and so kind of like get a grounding into how exactly to use the software and put overlays on and use bits and pieces like that. So yeah, I'm like you, as Q, I'm going to teach myself how to do it. Yeah. There are the people that put tutorials out there so that you can teach yourself. So
there's this one episode of Adventure Time with this like particular scene where Finn just like loses his shit, and he just like he has like a particular place he has to get to, and everyone's saying, no, you can't get there unless you do this, and you can't do that unless you do this, and he just goes on a fucking rampage, just screaming my way, and he just like loses his mind, darts through, and he's just like freaking out. He's just screaming my way the whole time, and I'm just like, yeah, I relate to that. Like I feel that whole scene right there. But yeah, so I'm not looking to do anything super fancy. I just kind of want to get, I want to produce quality stuff. I want to make everything sound as good as possible. I want to make it matter. So it's just figuring out where to set everything up and how to do it, and it's trial and error. And ultimately that's how I learn best, is through trial and error. So I don't know. I want to get, I might try the soundproof box method that I mentioned. I might also just soundproof the walls instead. I'm not really sure which route I want to go yet. I might try the box first, just because it's relatively cheap and I can move it anywhere. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring it all out. Or I might just go with the more common route, which is get the noise-proof foam and put that on the walls. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm going to figure it out, and I'm messing around. I'm learning the programs and all. So I want to get the demo reel done at least by the end of the month, preferably, hopefully, if things all work out. But yeah, so that's one of my more main goals. And I also I've been saying this, people keep asking for physical copies of my recipes in book form. And I told myself once I get to 10,000 followers, I'll consider a Kickstarter. I'm getting close to 10,000 on Facebook alone. My only thing is right now I have, I think like 45 recipes published. I think, which a lot of people are saying that's plenty enough for a recipe book. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. I might do like some smaller ones and release them in volumes. I don't know. I'm still trying. I want like a good chunk of recipes on it, but I also don't really plan on stopping when it comes to releasing the recipes every weekish or so. I have a planner, and I have a theme written for every day of the week. And then there's still plenty more after that. I just don't have room for. I have that written for the entire damn year. So, I mean, I don't plan on stopping. As long as there's a subject, I'm going to create something based off of it. So it does just make more sense to release in volumes. But how many do I want in each volume? That's the ultimate question. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Nice round number, get to 50. 50 could be.
Do I want to do
50
or do I want to do 100? Yeah,
50 could be the first volume, and the next 50 could be volume 2, and so on and so forth.
I don't know. Either way, I'll figure it out. I mean, because that's what I have. This one friend who is very, very supportive of my endeavors, and he was telling me recently, and he's like, "There's just so much stuff you can do with this name, with this brand. There's just so many endless possibilities that you can do with what your goal is." And that's kind of why I started this, because I mean, it's true. There are just all different directions I can take this and make the most out of it. It's just getting everything to line up. And I'm doing the work, the planning, the recipe building, all this kind of stuff largely myself. So it's very time consuming. It's one of the nice things about my work right now is that while we're dead slow, hardly any customers, that gives me time to stand there and get paid to stand there. But I get paid to stand there, and just that's when I plan out my recipes. That's when I brainstorm. That's when I research the subjects. That's when I research the ingredients I might want to use. That's when I plan, what am I going to make? What am I going to advertise? What am I going to accomplish? So it's constant just brainstorming and creating pieces of the puzzle and trying to piece them together where I can.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, I absolutely get that. So, okay, so we've talked about that, about movies and TVs. So where, how, I mean, we'll wrap up the show with talking about, how we'd like to go forward in 2021, philosophically speaking. How do you want to progress as a, an anarchist or an agorist, from
same
that
shit
point
as
of view?
always.
Same shit, different day.
Pretty much. Don't suck ass as a person.
I mean, I'd like
self-sufficient.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I'd like to engage. I would like to engage in more conversations. Have more philosophical and ideological conversations with people. It's just, social media. I've always been that. It's very difficult to have those types of conversations on social media, especially on Twitter, because 288 characters just doesn't do a conversation justice, and Facebook doesn't do the conversation justice, because anybody can jump in and join those conversations.
Well, that's what makes it good though, because you get multiple people jumping in and saying their pieces, saying their angles and what they think, and then that's when you can kind of take that in, and that's how you get more. Either you're totally wrong and here's why you're wrong, or hey, wait a minute, that's a point I never thought of before, or hey, that's something I've been thinking, it's nice to get confirmation. I mean, either that's still perfectly valid.
That's those are the types of conversations in 2021 that I would love to have. The problem with social media is there are people that will interject into those conversations to deliberately derail the conversation. And that's always been, that I must admit, that's always been. So not someone that just disagrees and is trying to convince you of their argument or their position, that you can, go backwards and forwards and have that to and fro, and almost in a pugilist manner. I think of this for reason X, Y, and Z, and then somebody coming back with, well, I can agree with X and Y, but Z doesn't really work for me for reason C, D, and E. That, so those kinds of conversations, I think those are the types of conversations that we should always engage with and have with people. My issue, which is probably one of the reasons why I didn't engage as much in 2020, is because there is always a minority of people that simply want to railroad or send those types of conversations completely off the rails. They just want to derail those conversations because
that's why you just block and move on, continue your conversation.
Because they think that they're right, and no matter how you try and put across a well-worded opinion or argument against whatever it is they're saying, they're not interested in the conversation. All they're interested in is derailing the conversation so that it doesn't happen, so it stops. So I guess maybe some more collaborative conversations with other like-minded people should, that would be definitely something I would like to do and look forward to do in 2021, especially on this channel.
Fair enough.
Okay. So I've got all my pieces. Anything else you're looking forward to in the year then?
Just surviving.
Surviving 2021. Somebody pointed out to me the other day that when you say 2021, it actually sounds like the year 2020.
I know. I saw that and I was like, shut the fuck
and
up.
I saw that and I'm
like,
like,
honestly, that kind of shit actually bugs me because it's like, oh my God, like it won. If you allow it to say, oh, this year won, you know what? I've had so many goddamn things happen to me this fucking year. It's absurd. Every goddamn, right now, I'm kind of in a bad mood because I'm already dealing with more bullshit thrown my way. That's just like, oh my God, when is it going to fucking stop? And it pretty much all of it has been beyond my control. All right. I'm not going to sit here and say 2021. No, because you know what? I still was able to manage pretty decently with my own, like, again, one of my goals, get 10,000 followers on Cryptid Bartender. Did I get there? No, but I came pretty fucking close. And in that process, look, as much as I would love to feel defeated over how this year went, and part of me definitely does, because there's a lot of stuff I wanted to get accomplished. There's a lot of things I wanted to do, and there's a lot of things that got completely ripped out under the rug from me, like just gone. All right. It's been a hard year, and I largely had to survive the past few months, thanks to the generosity of so many people. All right. I'm not going to pretend that I fucking came out on top this year. I'm not. But I'm not going to pretend that I also just lost everything. Because while I lost my 2 jobs, I also learned entirely new skills that I didn't plan on learning, but I did. And it actually took off better than any of my other home businesses ever took off in the past. In this time, I've made more friends, more connections. I've grown a much bigger following in both of my social media meaning like both just as a person, just who I am, and under the Cryptid Bartender name. Both of them have grown. I have learned so many things, and I mean, it could have gone worse. Mm-hmm. It could have gone worse. I will not ever say that 2020 won. Because if it won, I'd be fucking dead. Tell you right now. And I want everyone else right there crying, going, oh my God, everything's horrible. No, you know what? It sucks. There have been worse years out there. There have been people who have gone through so much fucking worse than what we've gone through this year. All of us as a whole. Get your ass up and start again. That's what I'm going to tell you. If I can do it, and this, I don't want to, there's another thing that pisses me the fuck off is when people say, because I get that, I say this shit and people say to me, well, you're just more strong-willed. You're just more superhuman than us. No, I'm fucking not. All right. I've got plenty of my own issues that I don't discuss publicly. I don't have to. I'm just like you guys. I'm no different than anyone else. And if I can get my ass up and go, you know what? Here are my blessings. Here are some ways I actually came out on top. Here's some good things that happened to me this year, despite all this roughness. Here's at least something that I've been able to learn and accomplish. And here's how I can keep using that to accomplish greater things this year. If I can do that, so can you. All right. No more excuses. No more bullshit. No more pity parties. Get your ass up and make something of yourself.
Oh, that you know what? That's brilliant. We're going to end there because that's a really, really good end to a podcast, I think. Get yourselves up, people. So okay, so we'll call time on the show here now. If you like what you hear, don't forget to hit the subscribe. Don't forget to like us. Don't forget to share us. And
if you didn't like what you just heard, too fucking bad. It was the truth, and the truth can sting sometimes. Deal with it.
And Harley, where can people find you for other stuff?
Pretty much just about any social media under Cryptid Bartender if you want to follow that stuff. I know a lot of people don't always realize that is me somehow. I've had people say to me things like, I thought that was like your boyfriend or something. I'm like, no, that's me. That's me, but so no, Cryptid Bartender is me. And yeah, a lot of you know what that is and a lot of you don't. So if you don't, well, then look into it. It's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Otherwise, if you're listening to this, you probably already know where to find my personal Twitter and all that jazz anyway. So if you're interested,
it's down below. It's underneath our boxes.
If you're interested in my merch, because a lot of people do, that also happens. I'll put up stuff that I make and people go, wait a minute, did you make that? Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're listening, you don't realize that I make stuff, a lot of stuff, then by all means, also look at my profile on Twitter and look at my Etsy, which is linked into my bio. So
excellent. There you go. Well, okay. So let's hope for a good year. Let's hope for a better 2021 than the previous year. So we'll see everybody next weekend. Off now, folks.
Bye, everyone.